Can a paper boat sail across real oceans? This story holds a powerful moral that you'll discover right at the end. In a rain puddle, Pako was born, a little paper boat with sails made of dry leaves and a huge longing to see the world beyond the garden. He wasn't an ordinary boat, his rudder was a fishbone, and inside he carried drawings of stars made by an unknown child. One day, a strong wind pushed him out of the puddle and hurled him into the sewer. Pako shouted with excitement, "This is my chance to set sail." Through dark pipes, he floated into a canal that smelled of wilted flowers and carried soap bubbles like shining beacons. In the middle of the water, he met Luncha, a limping firefly who wore a clover leaf as a hat and guided lost boats with her light. "Where are you going, little paper boat?" asked Luncha. "Wherever the wind takes me, or the water pushes me," replied Pako, unafraid. Together, they crossed flooded parks, dodged giant ducks, and sailed between the shovels of children digging rivers in the sand. Every place was a postcard in his memory, a fountain with golden coins, a drain pipe with moss murals, and a pond with sleeping swans. One afternoon, the sky darkened and a fierce storm caught up with them. Pako was dragged by a violent current and Luncha disappeared. The water flung him into a lonely sewer. There, Pako felt fear for the first time, his corners were getting too wet and started to creak. Just when he was about to give up, a warm gust lifted him. It was a mouse with a scarf made of petals named Teo. He flew in a gum balloon. Teo came down and looked at him. "You're the thinnest boat I've ever seen, but you have brave eyes." Pako smiled with wrinkled gratitude. Teo tied him with a spiderweb thread and carried him over rooftops, wires, and branches. "You'll see the world from the air," he said, inflating his balloon more. From the heights, Pako saw cities of tiny lights, children asleep on balconies, and cats following stars with their gaze. But the wind changed its mood. A furious gust tore the balloon apart and Pako plummeted into a murky pond. Upon hitting the water, one of his sails tore. It hurt, but Pako didn't sink. He barely floated toward the shore where something shone. It was Luncha. Her leg was bandaged, but her smile was huge. "I knew you'd keep sailing, even if you're made of wet paper." Together they sought shelter among the reeds. Pako was bent, stained, but still dreamed of the sea. Luncha offered him a lotus leaf. Pako climbed onto the leaf, and Luncha flew behind like a beacon. That's when they discovered something that would change their entire journey. The waters were beginning to rise, and not because of rain. A giant faucet had broken and was creating a new river that would carry him even farther. "If you take that river, you could cross the world," said Luncha. "But you might also fall completely apart." Pako thought for a second. "I didn't come this far just to stay dry," he said, and jumped into the water with the leaf as his base, the broken sail, and a heart swollen with courage. The current took him through unknown streets, under bridges, past trains, and he waved to dogs who barked at him curiously. Along the way he saw signs, distant cities, and lights blinking in 1,000 languages. It was the real world, as vast as he had dreamed. Luncha, flying behind him, lit up the dark areas. Sometimes they were silent, sometimes they laughed. But they never stopped. Suddenly, a child in an empty plaza saw him pass by. He picked him up gently and said, "Who let go of a wish shaped like a boat?" The child didn't keep him, nor dry him. He placed him in a puddle, gave him a push, and whispered, "Go farther, I'll keep imagining you." Pako continued his journey. He was no longer white, nor perfect, but every wrinkle told his story. Now he knew he wasn't fragile, but brave. And even though he was just a paper boat, he crossed cities, met strange friends, and carried a message anyone could read without words. Moral: what seems weak can go very far if it dares to move forward, even afraid, even broken. See you very soon with more magical tales that will take you to incredible worlds.